What's going on, world? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the podcast, Uplifting Minds. I'm your host, Lamar Wilson. Guys, we are in week 2 of this 2021. And I have to say, there's some crazy stuff that's going on in the world. There's some crazy stuff, and I think that, that stuff has just lingered over to this year from last year. And my advice to you is not to get distracted by what's going on, what you see on the news. Now, pay attention, but don't get distracted. Pay attention to it, but don't get distracted. There's one thing I want you to really, understand, that you could see, what's going on, but don't get distracted by it. Because you get distracted, you are losing the New Year's resolution or whatever you planned out for yourself, for your family, and so on. But there's some crazy stuff going on in the world, and I'm really hoping that this, gets taken care of before the end of this year. It's very important for us to really grow as a country and people. I hope we learn from this. I think that we have to find what's the problem, create the solution, identify the target. So, just wanted to touch bases. Of course, I'm not even on that whole politics stuff, but definitely want to just touch bases about that. But other than that, man, NBA's back, so got something to watch. My Lakers are doing amazing. Shout out to LeBron Davis, that whole organization over there. Other than that, man, if you haven't got to your vision board, if you haven't wrote down your goals and dreams, really take some time to do this. You need to see what you may forget. Okay? And that's where if I see it, I can achieve it. That means that it's reachable. It's arm distance. You just have to work for it. And don't sugarcoat it. Whatever you want, whatever it is that you want, put it down. This is between you and God. It's not between you and so on, or family, or friends, or co-workers. No, this is between you and God. Y'all need to get a plan together, structure it, and go after it. So, make sure you got that going. Make sure that, you're setting the tone for this year. And remind yourself every day, I'm setting the tone, set the tone. Because what's happening, we set the tone. Come February 2nd, tone is gone. Sometimes it's gone the second week. Might be 20 minutes after. So I want you to set the tone. I think it's important that you set the tone, how the household is, how your finances is, how your relationship is, how your health is. Set the tone. And be consistent. Be consistent on it. Yeah. So, like I said, this year I was watching Power the last episode, book 2, Ghost. And I'm a huge fan of Tommy. Huge fan. And he was in the episode. If you haven't saw it, I'm sorry I'm ruining it, but I need to let y'all know how I'm setting the tone. Alright, so he's talking to Tariq, and he made it very clear, and it gave me goosebumps. It pumped me up so much, just what he said. I had to like turn it off and go get busy. He said, I want all the smoke. And that's the thing, guys. Like me, I'm making it my mission every week to drop a new episode. I'm making my mission as much as possible to drop new videos, more interviews, more podcasts, whatever it is. Like, I'm making it my mission this year. I want all the smoke. I want everything God got for me. I want it all. Because I know I held back last year. I held back. So this year, I want everything. Everything that I passed on, I'm coming back for it. Everything I said no, I'm saying yes to. I'm getting into my uncomfort zone because I know the rewards is where it's at. So I want all the smoke. And I want you to like find what it is that's gonna push you to want all the smoke. Like what is it? And if you have to remind yourself like every day, make it an alarm. You can actually craft so much stuff as a alarm, as a ringtone, and set as your alarm, so it reminds you. You know, I got Eric Thomas as, you know, I wake up to Eric Thomas every morning. There's no, oh no, I don't feel like, no, every morning. You know, so I want you to want all the smoke this year. Say it to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and say it. I want all the smoke. That's the title of this podcast. I want all, because what I'm about to talk about, because I definitely got a great segment for y'all this today. But I want all the smoke. And I know I got to align myself with God. We have to do some work together. And then he's going to send me off to go do what I need to do. But I want all the smoke. And if you can't find something within, look around at what's the most important things in your life. And if you can't find that, look at the people that's looking at you. Whether that's a distant cousin, somebody in heaven, it's really up to you. It's really up to you. What is your why? So I'm coming to y'all to tell y'all, I see a lot of Lamar this year. I want you to be like, yeah, he's definitely going for all that smoke. He's definitely on that. He's not playing. He want all that smoke. So, all right. So, I was going into this week, and I was just talking to, you know, a couple of my big bros, talking to a couple people, you know, about this year, and I asked them, you know, what's the number one thing you want to improve? Okay, and you know, and this is a gentleman's call all gentlemen, we all on the call. And he said, sex. And we all on the call. We're like, yo, what's up? Everybody agreed. What they want to improve this year is sex. You know, now, y'all know me, I don't do the whole porn thing. I don't do all that. You know, but sex, I think is important because we need, you know, this is something that we all come across. Whether it's not being presented or it's not being orchestrated, or if it is being done, or if it's being done too much or too little. But a lot of my partners, my bros, said sex. You know, now some of us are married, some of us are just dating. Okay, so this is not coming from a one-sided, all marriage guys talking. No, this is, you know, fellas on the line, and we are on the, you know, relationship side and on the marriage side. So I prompted the question. I said, okay, so, you know, what's going on in the relationship side, and then what's going on the marriage side? And then we came to realize that there's two types of sex. You have marriage sex and you have relationship sex. Okay, so let me break this down to you. Let's go with relationship sex. Let's go with that. Let's break that down. Okay, so why is it different, or how is it different from marriage sex? Relationship sex, you know, you're not as one, okay? Two, you know, your bodies connect, but it connects on a level that it knows that this person, this soul, this feelings, could get up and leave at any time, you know? Relationship sex could just be moved on to the next body, next soul. Relationship sex. Now, guys, keep in mind, this is just fellas talking. Okay, this is just not my point of view. This is fellas talking. All right. Relationship sex, having, you know, you got I'm mad at you sex. You know, makeup sex. This is you know, my weekend thing sex. This is my, you know, friends with benefits sex. This is my, you know, we cool sex. This is the, you know, I'm not trying to be in something serious sex. This is the, oh, well, I know you're with someone, but, you know, I still want you sex. This is the, oh, I just, you know, the lust. I just love your body, or I just love your style. I just love, you know, the appearance sex. This is the, you know, well, I just want to have sex with you just to make her mad or him mad sex. So, you know, we're talking, you know, we're breaking down different types of relationship sex, and, you know, and we all came to agreement that the sex is really, the relationship sex is really just something that is not permanent. It's not permanent. It's, you know, you could be with someone for 5, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and not have that full commitment under God. And it could be gone the next day. You know, that person could say, hey, I'm with someone else, or I'm not feeling this. Okay. So, and that's how easy a relationship sex is, because it's not fully committed. You know, it's 50%, A couple people, say, it's more 50% than 100% because it's not married. And we're going back and forth with it, about it, because we're trying to figure out, is relationship sex better than marriage sex? I know everybody like right now, like, a married man, like, man, yes it is. Yes it is, A couple of my boys was like, my wife was more sexual active when we were just dating, when we were engaged, and then when we got married, it all went downhill. And someone I was like, nah, I'm still getting the same treatment. And some was like, yo, I even get even more. And that's really what it is. And the thing is, what we came to realize is that, like how sex is important in any relationship and marriage. And this is just a guy's point of view. And ladies, listen, if you're listening and you definitely want to jump in, we could create a episode, just, on both sides. On both sides. We'll get somebody that's married, we'll get someone that's dating. But you got to be in a real healthy, committed relationship, But if y'all want to have this debate, we up for it. I'll get maybe 2 or 3 of my guys, and we get 2 or 3 girls, and we go from there. But what we want, the most important thing is, like, why is sex important for a man? Stress relief, able to connect with that one person to just get to that happy place. But work goes on and life goes on and all these things that goes on, and that person lays with you, that person, for a man, we want to forget about everything that's going on, and it helps, that lessens arguments, stonewall, just shutting down, and stuff that's already added to it. It's like life is like you're holding one brick, which is life, and then you add stress, another brick, money, and you keep adding these bricks. Well, as you're holding on to life, you're holding on. So now you got a stack full of all this stuff, and we are trying to eliminate stuff. So sometimes when we move it, eventually it goes back, but the one thing that really weighs a huge part on a man is the sex brick, and we're holding on, and we're not trying to drop it. And every time we do drop it, what's the outcome? Attitude, stress, stonewall, mood change, and it's because we're holding on to so much, and it's not like we can pass it along. This is something that we have to deal with, And again, we don't know the woman's point of view of everything, so this is just a fella's point of view, And so when it comes to relationship sex, and I think we all agree, and I'm talking fellas, it's a lot easier to have and obtain when you are in a relationship. Y'all have a huge fight. You think it's cute to have makeup sex. Cool. Y'all see each other. Y'all don't see each other much. So in the back of your mind, sex has to be on the plate. You're so eager to try new things, and this is all fascinating, and it's done. It's going to get done. And it's just because the anticipation of it. So having that type of relationship, a lot of fellas, listen, I'm not saying nobody need, okay? But what I would say is that a lot of my bros were saying, I wish I didn't get married. And we all like, whoa. My man was like, yo, I wish I never got married. And we was like, whoa. What do you mean? Like, you've been married for X amount of years. What are you talking about? He said, no. Y'all don't get it. When I was dating or engaged to my wife, I was getting it on the regular, weekly. Now that I'm married, I get it maybe once a month, maybe once every 3 months. Like, and I'm flirting with her, and I'm trying, and she's pushing me away, and she's the rejection. And he said something that got me. He said, "Yo, y'all understand that the more that we get rejections, the more distance we are, the more physical and emotional we detach ourselves from that person." And I was like, ooh. I'm like, okay. And just imagine, and I now, listen to what he said. I'm like, I see, he's not saying that he wish he didn't get married, like on a disrespectful level, but just saying that the things that he was getting before definitely is not what he's getting now. And he knows kids play a part, work plays a part, the house plays a part, finances play a part. He knows all this. And, we all know this. We all know it, right? But what he did say that made so much sense, and I can't say his name, but he knows what I'm talking about. He said, you make time. And how many of us are making time? It don't need to be scheduled, but make time when you're laying in the bed, like things taken care, and your spouse is, trying to make that attempt. Meet him. Don't stand there and wait for him to come to you. Like, if y'all in a marriage, it has to be both sides, not one side. Especially in the bed. Like, you cannot have this, well, I'm still shocked. Why did you get married? I'm not like that. Why did you get married? I don't like to make the first move. Why did you get married? Marriage is to break all barriers with that one person. What you wouldn't do with everybody, but you will do with that one body. Why did you get married? And ladies, I ain't coming at you. We're not coming at you. We want to address this. We want to address this because this is killing us internally. We're walking around with a smile, but internally, this is what we're dealing with. And yet, why do men cheat? Why do men cheat? What? Like, I don't get it. Why do men cheat? Let me tell you something. That plays a part. I promise you, that plays a huge part. And we're not saying that you need to always lay down and give in to us. No. But we need to feel like we're not walking to you. We are walking to each other. It shouldn't just be walking to each other when it's with the kids, walking to each other when it's with the finances, walking to each other when we want to go get something to eat, walking to each other when we're trying to do this, do that. No, we are walking to each other 100%. If you step, I step. You know, remember that? When you dip, I dip. So this is, so that's where we really, really want to start looking at our relationship and saying, and maybe have that conversation, the relationship conversation, say, listen, we either, we need more. I can't sustain myself with one, 2 times a month, a year. Now I get it. If you up there in that age, and listen, I can't perform the way I used to. I get it, but that women, you haven't been intimate in your relationship for months, maybe years. You don't ever think to yourself, what about my boyfriend? Or what about my girlfriend? What's going on? And I get it. Women, men, like, oh man, I don't feel sexy. I don't feel handsome. Okay, I get it. But you can change that, but that still is not a valid excuse on why it's not happening. Okay? Like that doesn't, to me, and a couple of my guys were saying the same thing. Like, that's just not a valid excuse. Like, okay, so if you don't feel sex, why are you still with the same habits? Because your bad habits is resulting to this. That we're not doing this. And you're not trying to change. So that means that's not something that you're focused on. So what is the real cause? I know that, cheating in the past made cause that to dissolve it. I know what other stuff that, finances. There's so many things that can slow down the barrel. Okay, I get that. And I promise you, normally we jump on a call maybe for an hour. We was like 2.5 hours strong going into this. So, relationships, sex, of course, it's like I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot funner. Now, that's not even a word, but I'm gonna use that word. Than marriage sex. I think, so now let's jump into the marriage sex. And before I jump into it, I just want to say, it has been proven that once you get married, you get comfortable. I'm gonna pause there because I want that to sink in for my marriage people. Once you get married, you get comfortable. Okay. So, marriage sex. What happens? Kids happen, bills happen, work happens, life happens. There's no room for it. Or you're not on one accord. Or when you do get on one accord, you got so comfortable of pushing that person away, it's just a natural habit. Or you have to plan sex. Or you're still planning sex. You're still sketching out, and if it doesn't work, the marriage sex, we're talking that it feels like it's more one-sided, like it's more of the men. Like, men, we have to initiate it. And again, there are different roles where women take it, but why is it that some women they just stop being turned on? They're not as active, like they don't want to, like they feel like they give us a channel, we're gonna take the remote. I mean, it's in the good book that sex is needed in a marriage. It is needed. It's something that we have to have. And that's with all the amount of crap that us men deal with, married men, you know, the one thing that puts us at ease, other than coming home to a peaceful household, the kids are good, the kids are healthy, everybody's safe, is laying with your spouse, okay? And being one. Now that's the difference from relationship sex and marriage sex. Relationship sex, you're about 50%. But marriage sex, you're 100% connected. God approved it. Your being intimate with your spouse, it's something that's needed to continue the healthy marriage. Because, okay, so what's the difference, Al? When you're married, There's no, all right, well, you know, this is just a weekend thing. This is my, you know, I'm not trying to get too serious thing. Like, you're married. Like, that's under God. You made vows. Now, I know marriages, there has been some outside entertainment in most cases. I get that. But in a marriage where it's just two people doing each other, okay, and nobody's coming into the marriage, I'm focused on that, okay? So, you have the capability to say, you know, sit down with your spouse and say, listen, I need more. You know, and I know that's a tough conversation to have with your spouse, or we're doing too much. It blew my mind when you know, I swear I want to say his name. It blew my mind when he said, no, I'm having too much, man. I had to tell her to back off. I'm like, yo, what? So, you know, and what, this is the crazy thing. This is the craziest thing. They only have one kid. It's not like they have no kids. They got one kid. You know, now I get it. You got 6, 7 kids, and you're like, man, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I ain't got no strength to do nothing. I get it. So, marriage, like right now, if you're not being intimate with your spouse the way you like, have that conversation. It's a tough conversation because there's going to be some truths that you don't want to hear about yourself, or why your spouse is not connecting with you, or it's going to be some answer that you don't want to hear that makes you not agree to what your spouse is saying. But I hope if you are the person that needs to explain why you're not connected to sex, I hope. No, I'm not going to say hope. I want to make sure I say this right. You should be openly honest with your spouse. Why? But now, also, wait. Be openly honest about why we not, but be openly honest on how can we fix it? What do we need to do? Okay? And take that, and then whatever the answer is, whatever the steps is, work towards it. Because you can't go 10, 20 plus years, with no sex. That's not healthy. That's another reason why people step out. Internally, we all, let me say it again, all have needs. We all have needs. And porn, it's a fantasy need that really makes it worse in the relationship. It actually builds up even more anger and frustration and resentment in porn. Just throw that out there, because I used to watch porn. And I stopped because I knew what it was doing to me internally when I got around my wife. So that's not an avenue for both sides. It's not just a man's side. Both sides. Okay? Both sides. So you got to have that conversation. You got to know, where do y'all stand at in your relationship? What do y'all stand at in communication? What do y'all stand at in just the foundation of your marriage? Where do you stand at, and where do you want to go? It doesn't need to be when someone's breaking up, or we're getting a divorce because we're not having this, we're not doing that. No. We have a problem. Let's find a solution. Let's focus on the target. So, I feel like, of course, I didn't cover everything, guys. I know there's so much more. I just felt like I needed to bring this to the podcast because it was a great call yesterday, and it just felt right to just put that out there. And I hope this helps someone. I hope this really opens up some doors. And again, ladies, if you want to jump on a podcast with me, I am open to put, couple people on, ladies and fellas, and we can have this conversation. And it's not to attack each other. It's to say, all right, we have a problem. Let's find a solution. Identify the target, or focus on the target. Okay? So, if you want to, please email me at bookLamarWilson@gmail.com. That's LemarWilson. Okay? bookLamarWilson@gmail.com. Follow me on all social media platforms. I am Lamar Wilson. And what else am I? When I get towards the end of this podcast, I always forget stuff. My social media. And guys, if you are interested in having me on your podcast, on your show, please email me as well. I got some open dates. Definitely want to, connect with you, network. I'm looking for someone to do a logo for me. I'm also looking for someone to do a website for me as well. So I got that working up. So by the end of this year, I should have both of those up and running. What else is there? People ask for the Triple G podcast. We're still in talks of it, but in the meantime, right now, I'm giving you my podcast because I don't want to let y'all down. I don't want it just to be something I did just to talk, and then I just left it alone. So, until we figure that out, I'm going to be on the Uplifted Minds podcast. So you'll get this weekly. Other than that, what else is going on? That's really it. I definitely want to say a happy birthday to my uncle. Recorded this before your birthday. But happy birthday, Uncle Robert. Also want to just send my flowers to my best friend, Javier Hines, aka Silencio, aka Esso. Send my flowers up to you. Happy birthday to my little sister, Toya. Who else? I'm trying to think of birthdays and all that extra good stuff. Happy birthday to my sister Nikki. Her birthday was this month. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. Thank you for tuning in, listening. Leave some comments. Subscribe to my YouTube page, guys. Please subscribe, like, comment. I reply back to all comments. I'm not big-headed, okay? I might got a big head, but I'm not big-headed. So please subscribe to my YouTube page. I'm be posting my podcast on there. Please take a listen, like it, comment, share it. Support. That's all I'm asking y'all to do. Support, guys. Support. What else is there? Other than that, guys, I just leave y'all with this. It's not the actions that move us, it's the tone. Okay? It's not the actions that move us, it's the tone. How you say it, how you act. That's what moves us. So, focus on your tone, deliver it the way you will want it to be delivered, and you'll go to the next level. It's your boy Lamar Wilson saying, uplift your mind before you uplift your phone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to see you next week. Peace.